where is that guy? You know, like, is he
I don't
working for
know.
Vans? You know, what's his
Gotta
name?
be.
Daniel.
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 Yeah, Daniel.
Just look up. I want to Google Daniel with the white Vans.
Daniel with the
Where
white
is he
vans.
now?
Where is he at? He moved
You know,
on.
like,
He's
remember
Daniel
when they
with
used to do that? He's with the
blue vans. Yeah.
I was thinking like he's got a corporate job somewhere and he's got like penny loafers on.
Penny loafers. Danny with the loafers.
Yeah.
He went from Daniel with the vans to Dan with the loafers.
Yeah, with a corporate job. Daniel with the corporate job. He's all grown up now.
He's
all
not
those
an ego
memes,
no
bro.
more, man. Oh.
He's still drippy out there. He's corporate drippy. Though.
Yeah, he's corporate drippy.
Business style.
Business. All business.
All business, son.
Let's see. I guess it's a new energy drink. I guess. I don't know if it's over there though.
You're on that. But you've had all of them, so you're like
this was a new one.
This is it's still in beta testing, or
I guess so. I mean, it's at our HEB, or the HEB I went to was there.
It's got experimental stuff in it and stuff.
It's got mushrooms in it, or.
Whoa! This is gonna be a weird podcast.
It's weird.
Everything's melting. Yeah, actually, no. I watched something. This guy was talking about like how he puts dirt and mushrooms in some drink, and it's like it's a drink. It's like called mud water or something.
Yeah,
like that.
mud water. Yeah, I've seen.
Not sponsored by mud water.
Not sponsored by mud water. I've seen the TikToks and all that.
Right, the TikToks.
I mean, I wanted to get it only because you got that little free frother handheld thing.
Oh yeah. I want that thing.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. I was like, I want that thing.
Yeah, the drink, the drink is extra.
Yeah. The drink's just something extra. It's just having that, which I could just go buy that. But there's something about when companies like that offer it. It's like I could go get it, but I want this one specifically.
Yeah. They're giving it away though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could buy this one, but they're giving this one away. Two easy prices. Low price of $39.99. Yeah.
Now
two easy payments. Yeah.
Now within the next 5 minutes, and we'll throw this in for free. I think it's what it is. We grew up with infomercials, so we're all about that.
Yeah, we are. I am. I miss them, dude.
Yeah.
I don't watch regular TV, so I guess that's where ads are now. You're on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, and they're just I don't see anything that my friends are posting. It's just all ads. So that's where all the infomercials went to there, you know?
And then once you get a Neuralink, it's going to be, this stream is brought to you by...
I'm just going to be in the middle of a conversation and shut down for 30 seconds. Oh, he's watching a commercial real quick.
He's watching a commercial. Or to get this dream ad-free, subscribe to this.
I have cash now. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
And then I'll be like, and we're back. Just randomly in the middle of a conversation. Yeah, they're going to start selling ads on my mind, bro. It ain't going to happen. Not to me.
Man. Not today.
Not today, son.
Not today.
Skip. Always.
Just waiting for the skip ad.
Yeah, especially whenever they're getting smart with the commercial, they're like, "Don't skip," and I'm like, "Skip." Don't tell me what to do.
They're getting to the point quicker. They're like, they're gonna skip.
And then I saw a commercial where they were saying, "Go ahead and skip," and they were like, "Don't try to reverse psychology."
Yeah, you ain't getting like this.
I skip anything. I skip leg day. I skip ads.
I skip all of it.
I skip to my loo. You know what I'm saying?
They call me Skippy.
And they call me Skippy. They call me, you know what I'm saying? I skipped the day of
peanut butter
that we learned.
Skippy.
All of it.
All right. We're going to start with Shin-Chan first. Okay.
I'm going to keep it together, Joe Angel. This is Salvador, and you are listening to Anime Me. Bringing it down. I'm bringing it down.
Bringing it down.
Bringing it down.
Oh, right. In 3, 2.
Wait. Do you know what you're going to say? Do you know what you're going to say? I heard the other, I heard the other one where you did the intro and then you put the intro at the very end of it.
Yeah, like little outtakes.
That was I was like, I go, hey, seamless editing though. I didn't even notice that it was the second take. All right. Sorry, back in it.
Back in it. All right, in 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Podcast. It's me, Joanger, with my co-host Sal, and we are here still in April, still alive. The eclipse hasn't gotten us yet. That's Monday.
The world is trying to take us out, and we're saying no.
We're saying not today, Junior.
Not today, son. Literally, son.
Son, literally.
I mean, what do other people do? Like, because I saw did you see the path? Like,
yeah,
they're not gonna get to see. They get to see like a little half, like but right now
where we are, a little half it where we are here.
Right.
Yeah,
see the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll get the whole thing. I think there's even like airlines that have been like selling tickets to like
get to the,
which is gonna be weird because it's just gonna be one side of the plane that's gonna be able to see it.
I know, right? Like everybody, you can't all run to the one side of the plane. You're gonna flip the plane over.
Yeah,
you're gonna be doing a barrel roll. It's gonna be Star Fox up there.
Star Fox up there, man. It's gonna be like in 64.
Do a barrel.
Do a barrel.
Every time. It always works. Oh wait, what are we talking about here?
All right, so today we are gonna continue our comedy from April Fool's Day with Crayon Shin-Chan.
Crayon Shin-Chan. Is Shin-Chan his name?
So this is going off of Japanese honorifics. Whenever we'll get into it once we get into the facts, we'll get into all that.
Okay, well, then I was just thinking for my synopsis because we had to, before we get started. It was hard for me to find this one. I hit you up. I was like, where does be? Like.
It was hard. It wasn't in the places I usually had it.
I found a bunch of them.
It was by Funimation, but Funimation is now gone and it's got enveloped in the Crunchyroll. So we're just waiting for everything to transfer over. So now it's like hard to find.
I found a bunch of spinoffs and I was very lost. I was like, okay, I don't want to watch the wrong thing because it was nice of them to go Shin-Chan spinoff, Shin-Chan spinoff. I saw like 4 or 5 of them. I was like, man, I don't know what I was really looking for. I even Googled. So that all being said, I don't have a proper synopsis. I made one up. It's not going to be great, but here we go. You ready for it?
Go for it.
Shin-Chan goes on strike to negotiate his lack of an allowance. Maso and Shin-Chan square off after a bit of confusion on the playground. It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's so good.
Did you see how like I did the thing where anime like they don't give you anything?
Not anything.
Just
a tad bit, just a touch.
Just a tad bit, like Shin-Chan goes on strike.
It's when you open the oven and get the waft. You get the waft.
It's the way LaCroix makes their drinks. It's just the idea. The idea of flavor. Yeah.
It's just that first pop.
Yeah. They open it up. They whisper the word cucumber. And
it's
then
like
they close it.
It's like the zebra gum. You get 2 chews and that's it.
And you're throwing it away immediately. This is the synopsis. That's what we did. I see why, by the way, it was hard to find because this show is canceled. This show is canceled, bro. I mean, like they literally canceled it, and then they literally canceled it. Like they have some adult jokes in this thing. I was just like, oh man,
this is all of
the wild.
I had to make sure I found the right version of it too.
Okay. So. I've seen this little guy before. Like I guess he's places. Like I've seen this little drawing of this head, and he's got these big eyebrows, and he's got these like monster truck wheels for eyes, and I was like, I've seen this little drawing before, and I didn't know what the name of it was, and it was nowhere to be found. So it's obviously got a probably some sort of cult following, but I can see why, because it is wild. I didn't know what to
Yeah.
expect. I really didn't. I really didn't know that within like probably like maybe 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, they already had like so many adult references. He's like a little kid. What is he? What do you think he is? He's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he's a kid. He's in elementary school. And it's
elementary
just,
school.
yeah. And this is just
The most adult,
most,
the
oh no,
most
most insane conversations. Like, if,
the
like going through the first episode, or the episode we watched, the first part, Peace Strike, it's like, when
Peace
they open
strike.
there, like, it's Maso, Georgie, and Shin-Chan, and they're
Hmm.
on a swing set swinging, and immediately we get mooned right off the bat.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Speaking
He's
speaking of moons, we
he's
getting mooned.
he's swinging with his butt. He shows his butt like let me see here. 1, 2, 3, at least 4 or 5
Yeah.
times, right?
It's like, why
Across the
even wear
whole
pants anymore,
episode.
or why
Yeah.
wear shorts?
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is kid humor.
Oh, so
Uh,
hilarious. And
yeah,
they're talking about an allowance. Like,
yeah,
Maso
getting
asks Georgie,
allowance.
asks about who gets an allowance, and he's just like, I don't get one. And they're just like, oh well, we should ask and stuff like that instead of always having to beg for money. And
Hmm.
so the whole first short story is just Shin asking, trying to get an allowance from his mom. The whole back and forth between them is hilarious.
It's hilarious, dude. Like the stuff that they say. Okay, I wrote some of it down, and you might have to bleep me on this. Get the You ready for the
Scissors
censors? Get
ready.
this censors ready. They mention he mentions he mentions uh they talk about he talks about they say something about they talk about his mom's what the heck, dude? This show is wild, man. I did not you sent it to me, and it's in 2 parts, which I'm a little confused by, but I'm guessing I guess we've
So
watched maybe
basically,
one or two others.
it's like one of those ones. It's like, just think of old cartoons where they had 15 minutes. It was
Hmm.
all a 30-minute block, but it was like
Yeah,
one part and then another part. Same show, same story. It's just, here's the
just like
story, then here's them doing this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so, this is the first story, the peace
yeah,
strike, and he's like he strikes because he's like I want an allowance. His mom
yeah.
says no, and they have this whole argument,
Yeah,
and the,
she's
the
like,
argument
you're
is
not.
hilarious.
She's like, you're not old enough. She's like, you can't even wipe your own butt. And he's like,
Oh,
I can't, I can. And then it ends with the, hey, I forgot to wipe again.
yeah, dude, the way they tag stuff, it is it,
By the way,
it is a
they're not saying but, they're saying the other
oh,
way.
they are not. They're being adult about it. She's like doing in the middle of doing laundry,
Yeah,
and she goes, I've got the underwear to
yeah, to
show that
prove
you
it.
don't know what you're doing. And then he goes, I gotta go wipe. He's been having this whole time.
Uh,
Oh
and
man.
then he ends up saying, "Well, I'm gonna go on a." He goes on a
Hmm.
pee strike, saying he's not going to pee again until he gets an allowance. Which, by the way, like, he has signs written up, but they're all
Oh
misspelled. He
yeah,
spelled allowance as allowing ants.
yeah. Allow ants, and then he goes, what was the other?
Because his mom's all like, "What does that even say?" He's like, "Can't you read? It says allowance."
Yeah, he's calling her like an idiot,
Yeah.
even though he's the idiot. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude. I at first I just kind of like, man, I don't know. There was some shows like it reminded me. Did you ever see the show Home Movies?
Yes, I do remember that show.
That was an adult. Wasn't that Adult Swim?
Yeah, it's a Dosum show.
Okay, so that I want to say also King of the Hill was like this for me. Like the way they're drawn initially,
Yeah.
I was not a fan of those two shows. Like I was just kind of like, I can't get behind the way this is drawn. Like there's
Yeah,
just,
the style of
but
it.
the style, I just didn't like the style. And so, but then the more I watched it, I was like, okay, this show is great. The writing is hilarious. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just a stylistic choice. And it's
Yeah.
the same thing for this. Like this show,
Yeah.
at first I'm like, oh, I don't know how I like these drawings. Like the way they're all their faces, they're like
Yeah.
they look like Picasso paintings, you know, like
Oh yeah.
the
It's
way they're
all abstract
shaped.
art.
Yeah, it is. Their faces are abstract weirdness, and I was like, but then the more I watched it, like their faces are they change, like they're so animated in the way they're drawn that they can almost become something else.
Yeah, like it works for the writing. Like
Yeah,
it
it really
fits the
does.
writing.
Because they're like very childish. They also the drawings look very childish. So, Crayon Shin-Chan,
Crayon Shin-Chan.
what did you say earlier that it's got the why the names are the way they are?
Yeah, so that's the honor. So in Japan, like you, even when we're watching anime, you're hearing characters say, Shin-Chan, Itadori-kun, like you're hearing kun, chan, san. So
Mm-hmm.
all those are honorifics in Japan, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like basically like you're saying Mr. Itadori, Mrs.
Okay.
Yusuke. Like all those are different variations of honorifics. So his name is Shinosuke. But like when over there, so in Japan, like whenever you have somebody with a long name or however they spell it, sometimes it'll get shortened. So Shinosuke got shortened to Shin-Chan, and that's usually the so Chan's like an honorific, usually used for kids and girls,
Mm-hmm.
and then Kun is used for like boys. So, and then of course, san, like you would use san whenever you're talking to like a teacher
Mm-hmm.
or somebody at work, an acquaintance who will use san.
Mm-hmm.
And then because over there, like when they use last names a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll use those honorifics. But whenever you get closer in relationships, like the more your relationship deepens and grows, the more friendly you get. Like you'll start using their first names like a big deal because that shows how close you are to each other in Japan. Like they
First
go
name
see
basis.
yeah, first name basis.
Okay. Okay. Man, this show, like I watched the first one and I was just kind of like, okay, I don't know what this is. It feels different from like, the ones that we've watched before.
Yeah,
I mean, it feels very like adult, but also it kind of feels a little, and when we get into the facts, you can
yeah,
kind of set me straight on this, but like, it feels a little American, and some of it's like they make a lot of American
yeah.
references. The
References.
humor feels a little bit more American for some reason. I don't know what that is. But I felt it a lot more on the second one. What's it? The second one is
Yeah, second one
a very
is
wrong
the
engagement,
yeah, very wrong engagement, and
and
that's
so
the
we're Maso and Shin. Okay, so I don't know. There's there's a war inside of me.
if you thought that first home was bad, the second one.
The second one is so bad, dude. I was like, okay, like it's funny,
Yeah,
but then I'm like, oh, this is so inappropriate, and also like, but I'm not joking about the whole canceled. Like,
yeah.
you,
Like
I
if
don't
this
know,
would have
dude.
came out today, it would have
Yeah,
never
that's what
come
I'm
out.
thinking. That's what I was like. This is not. This is. This show would be canceled. This show would
Yeah,
be canceled because they. Okay, I'll go ahead and put it out there. They poke fun at the idea that there's the miscommunication
yeah,
between his friend Maso and Shin. There's this girl that is kind of like crushing on Shin,
yeah.
and I love that little. There's an interaction. She's kind of like, what's her name? Do you remember her name? You have any idea?
I,
I.
I,
So she like sees him and she like blows a kiss at
yeah.
him. And he's kind of like not paying attention. And the kiss is like what's her
Portrayed as like a
portray
superhero type thing,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
just flying towards him, and
with the heart.
he just like smooths back so it hits the floor, and then
Yeah, it
Maso
just
just gets angry. He's like, "What are you doing?"
yeah. And he's like trying to defend her honor.
Yeah,
But then there's a miscommunication in the way they're speaking to each other because he's like, I'm gonna like we're gonna meet up after school or
yeah,
something like
because
that.
it's the wording that he used. Because he said, "I propose that we do handle this
Yeah,
situation," and in Shin's mind, he thinks a proposal as in, "I want to
he's gonna
marry you."
yeah, he's like, yeah, you want to propose to me? What the heck?
Yeah,
They have a lot of that kind of stuff, like the bending of the words,
yeah,
like the way they kind of like misconstrue the words and stuff like that. The
yeah.
way it's really funny the way they,
Okay, they
I'm
handle
trying
it.
to think how to describe it. It's it's silly. That's what it is. It's just really
Yeah.
silliness, right? Like it's just kind of like
It's all
tongue
like
in
comical
cheek.
series. Like it's the whole like that's this part like this segment's all like the main point is the comedy that comes from miscommunication of
Yeah,
like between two people between somebody who's like not really smart versus somebody who's is a little bit smarter, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
But it also like so in the beginning of it, like when I is asking Shan, because she's asking him to hang out and stuff, and she's asking him, "Hey, if you're not doing anything Sunday, let's hang out." And he's all, she goes, "I think I got an appointment to pick my nose that day.
Yeah.
Sorry."
Yes, I wrote that down too. I was like, I think I have an. I'm gonna use that. As, okay, and I'm picking my nose that day.
Yeah. And then she's just like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Well, if you have an open next week, schedule me. You and your nose pencil me in for
Yeah.
next week." Like what? It's like little lines
Uh,
like that are just
yeah.
thrown in there, like everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. They're just kind of they're kind of quickly said,
Yeah.
and it's kind of brushed over. But if you're not paying attention, like one of the other ones I loved, it was on the first one, the
Peace, right?
P strike.
Yeah.
I think Shin comes in on who is it? He's using the restroom.
Oh, he comes in on Georgia using the restroom.
Yeah, George is using the restroom, and he's like, we don't know George is using the restroom. He just like
Yeah.
walks in, and he's like, dude, what the heck? Like, what are you doing in here? And he says this great, like he says, an unlocked door is an unopened door. Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like an unlocked door is an open door to his eyes. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like I could just go in. Like I can let myself into any door. If it's
Yeah.
unlocked, it's
Yeah.
open.
It's just unopened.
Oh, dude, it that killed me. I was rolling from some of it. There's a lot of
uh,
that kind of stuff in this show. Even though,
yeah.
yeah, like you go, oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know how I feel about it. Because like
Yeah.
let's get heady about it. I'm gonna get real heady about it. Like there's something to be said about the freedom of speech, but also there's something to be said about us cleaning up our speech. If we want
Yeah.
to be better, we got to do
Do
better. If we want to
better.
do better, we got to say better and all
Yeah.
this kind of stuff. But then also, this show is freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Makes it hilarious.
Oh man.
And then it's just like when it's in the second one, the very wrong
Hmm.
engagement, when he goes to talk to the teachers. Like teachers just they're chilling in the break room, they're on break. He
Uh-huh,
walks
uh-huh.
in and he's like, "Hey, I got a question." And she's just like, you kind of tell the relationship that they have. It's like he's like that one kid that just kind of gets on the teacher's nerves because
Yeah,
she's just
yeah,
like, "What do you want? I'm on break right now." Like cannot wait. He's
yeah.
just like he just goes, "Well, I guess my pee tantrum can't wait." So she's like, she's like, "What do you want?" So he goes like, "Oh, so he wants to knock booties with me."
Yeah.
And they're all the teachers just like, "What?"
Yes. Oh my
And then
gosh.
that's when we get like from that miscommunication going in effect into the teachers are like, "Wait, this kid," and they start talking about Masa like not how they're like he's never been like that when
Yeah,
they're like, and then they start thinking it's like, well, you know what, he's kind of sensitive, so I can see it. But
yeah,
then
yeah,
there's
yeah.
that one teacher that's just good as I'll probably bleep this out, but she just says who the whole time.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, dude. There was they make reference to there's a Seinfeld episode about it because this is almost like Seinfeld. Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
Yeah.
There's an episode, I can't remember, but I think George and Jerry are mislabeled as like a couple,
Yeah.
and they keep going like they're keeping having to defend themselves like, no, we're not a couple, and they're kind of like, but not like there's anything wrong with that. Like they
Yeah.
they, they say that throughout the whole show, like, oh, not like there's anything
Yeah.
wrong with it. They're not trying to like
We're not bad
put it.
mouthing it. We're just
Yeah,
saying
we're
that
not
we're
bad mouthing
not
it, but
it.
it's just not us.
Yeah.
And so like they say it in the show, and I was like, oh man, this is so like they're referencing Seinfeld in this show, which I love. I'm like, okay, they get it, like this
Yeah.
is top level stuff. Oh, I wrote this part down. After their like quarrel in the middle of the or trying to figure out, I can't remember exactly when it happens. I think it's either after the conversation and they're supposed to meet up and have a fight in the middle of the playground.
Yeah.
There's a voiceover that says, "One fabulous day later."
Yeah. And it was after.
Dude, I was rolling. The
It's just
way they
all the
del
comedic timing and just
yeah,
like all the comedic choices they make. So
it's
hilarious.
it is really funny. And okay, so you watched it this way. You sent it to me on
Yeah.
YouTube because we had to watch it on YouTube because it's canceled, Joey and
Yeah.
Cole. uh there's no, have you watched this in a sub version? Because I'm watching it through dub, and I'm like, this feels like it almost lives in dub, but I could be absolutely wrong. It kind of reminded me of Ghost Stories a little bit.
Yeah. I watched it in sub. This was like a long time
Okay.
ago because this came out a long time ago. Like when we get
Okay.
back, so we'll talk about that part. But yeah, like when it came out, when I first watched it, the dub is just like, okay, this is hilarious because it came out on Adult Swim, so it's just
Oh.
an Adult Swim show. So I watched it on Adult Swim every time it came on. But I did like go and find the dub version and watch that. And the dub version was pretty hilarious.
Pretty
But I
good,
think it
right?
was just the initial. There's some like ghost stories that when you watch it in the dub
Mm-hmm.
first, it's just like it's the way to watch it. And I think this is one of the ones where the dub is the way to watch the show.
Oh, you heard it here
You, you
first,
heard it here,
folks.
folks. I don't say that
Jotaku.
often,
Yeah,
but when I do,
he means it.
yeah, I mean it.
It means something.
By the
All
way,
right,
going
here.
back real quick, I wrote
Oh,
this down. The beginning, in the beginning of the wrong engagement one,
mm-hmm.
uh, after like before Maso challenges Shin, he sees Ai and it looks like Ai is crying, but
Uh-huh.
she's like, and she has it's a bodyguard. He jumps out of the
Oh,
bushes. And
yes.
he thinks she's like they all think Shin made her cry, but she is like has dirt in her eye.
Yeah.
And but he's the bodyguard just walks up to her and says, "Do you want me to go punch him in a junk for you?"
And she's like,
And
wait, what'd
she's
you
like,
say?
"Oh no!" She's like, "Wait, I just got dirt in my eye." She's like, "Wait, what'd she say?"
That was good. I was like, this show is so random, so wild, all over the
Yeah,
place. I can't say enough
yeah,
about it. All right,
can't
give me
say
some
enough of
facts.
it.
Give
All
me some
right.
facts about this thing.
So this Crayon Shin-Chan all started back in 1990 with the manga, and it was
90.
90, and it was written and illustrated by Yusui Yoshito. That was the man that created this all.
Okay.
And so it ran all the way until February of 2010.
February
But
2010.
it only stopped there because unfortunately Yoshito died.
Oh
And
man.
so it ended. But
2 decades.
2 decades of
Damn.
Shin-Chan, of all this crazy wildness in manga form.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But so, like I've mentioned before, when it comes to manga, some manga artists they'll have like a team to help them out with
Mm-hmm.
backgrounds and stuff like that. So there were members of his team that got together after his death and kept it kind of kept it going under a new title called New Crayon Shin-Chan. And
Mm-hmm.
so that they started that in August of 2010, and that part is still going on to this day.
It's ongoing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, they
cool.
kind of.
Like whenever, because Shin-Chan, like it's a to like for us here in the States, it's kind of like a cult classic type thing,
Mm-hmm.
kind of under the radar. But over in Japan, like he's like famous. Like this cartoon, this manga is like one of the famous characters in Japan.
It's interesting. It feels like kind of like their South Park, maybe. You
Yeah,
know, a little bit,
a little bit. Yeah,
a
and
little, a little.
so get into the anime. So the anime aired in Japan on April 13th of 1992. So 2 years after the manga came out, they got an anime adaptation
And that's
in
that's
Japan.
super fast. Super fast.
Yeah, that's how popular it got. Like that's you could
1992.
do in 2 years. And so that was so the first part. So this has about three directors.
Mm-hmm.
So the first director was Hongo Masuri, who directed it from 1992 to 1996, and then it switched to Keiichi Hara, and he directed that from 96 all the way to 2004, and then they changed directors one more time to Mato Yuji, who took over from 2004 till now. So the anime is
Oh,
still going on too.
wow. Wow. So
Yeah.
it's got to have a ton of episodes and
Oh,
tons of
dude,
seasons.
this has over. Are you ready for this?
I'm not.
Are
I'm
you
not.
ready? It's
I'm not. But
over 12,000 episodes.
oh my
No, no,
gosh.
100, yeah. 1,200 episodes, yeah.
1,200, but
1,200.
that's still, oh yeah, I was
That's
gonna
a
say
lot.
12,000. 1,200 is ridiculous. I mean, like, are we talking like this
If you're
first
talking about
one
like
that is
One
broken up?
Piece, that
Dude, I mean,
like a lot of episodes.
That's crazy. And you said earlier that this is like you think it's gonna be ported over, like the Funimation stuff is gonna be ported into Crunchyroll since it's kind of like not living anywhere
Yeah,
right now, this show.
yeah, I think so. Because, like I said, this is a popular one, and so with that too. So, like I said, Japan, it was big. He's big. A lot of people know him. He was like a famous face. Um, so when it first got dubbed in English, it was dubbed by the production company Vitello back
Hmm.
in 2001. And Vitello is a company based in Burbank, California. And so why that's important is because when they dubbed it in English, they made a lot of American references and stuff like that. Changed
Okay.
some of the kind of Americanized some of the names and kind of toned it down a little bit. But this aired so this that version, that English dub, the Vitello English dub, aired on Fox Kids only in the UK and Australia. It never
Fox
aired it.
Kids.
It never aired in America, even though it
So
was done in an American company. It never aired in America.
that's why. Wait, so this one right here, is this the? This isn't the.
So
It,
that's the first dub version. There was a
uh-huh.
second dub version by Fuse Entertainment that was dubbed in 2003, and that company is also based in California.
Uh-huh.
But that one, so the Vitello dub, they had a lot of big '90s cartoon voice actors. So if you
Uh-huh.
go listen to that dub, you can find it on YouTube. You'll notice some of the famous voice actors from '90s cartoons. Like if you watch Rugrats, Looney Tunes, like you'll notice those voices in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
version. The Fuse dubbed, they gotten more of the anime voice actors. So their dub, they had voice actors who were more kind of informed about anime, who had more of a background in anime,
Uh-huh.
versus as the Vitello, who were more of like just '90s big name voice actors. And then we got the third English dub by Funimation, which is the one that we watched.
Okay.
That was the one. That was the version that aired on Adult Swim.
Have you do you does that exist anywhere? The this Fox,
Yeah,
morning
you could go
cartoon.
find it. You can go find it on YouTube, like, and you can tell the differences in the voices
Uh-huh.
from the English dub. But like I said, this one, so
Because they'd have to do a lot to try to like
yeah,
make this into like a kid show, like a Saturday morning kid show.
yeah, and that was the thing.
They're
They were like, because they were still trying to, I guess, define the audience, kind of aim towards it,
uh-huh.
which is why the Funimation dub is the way it is. Because instead of focusing on like the younger portion of fans, they were like, you know what, we're just gonna keep this kind of adult humor,
Uh-huh.
and they kind of ghost storied it a little bit with the script.
Oh.
So they
Yeah.
still made like American references and stuff like that, but they kind of took some liberties and changing some stuff here and there with some of the stories and stuff like that. Some of the backgrounds for the character, like Georgie. So Georgie's character, they made him like a super rich, wealthy kid who's a
Hmm.
Republican. And so if you watch the Funimation dub, you hear him like they give him lines to like represent the background they gave him.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, they also said like Kentucky. They mentioned
Yeah,
something like, what is this, Kentucky?
yeah,
And I was like, you'd have to know. That's like an inside American joke. Like you don't know
yeah,
that if
yeah.
you're from Japan. So
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like Funimation, they like kept it Americanized. Like I said, they threw in a bunch of American references, but then made all like just kind of the script was kind of almost like ghost stories. Like they kind of just kind of took some liberties here and there to throw in jokes to make some references and stuff like that.
what is this demographic like? What is this land
So
under? Is this
this would be a seinen. So this would be aimed towards grown men,
grown-ups? Okay, yeah.
grown-ups.
Uh,
Yeah, because it's a comedy. Categorically wise, it's comedy, slice of life
uh-huh.
type anime.
Yeah, but
because
adult.
there is kind of like a storyline that kind of follows through the whole show and stuff. They'll have
Okay,
little parts here and there where you have to watch this one to get this and stuff like that, but really
okay.
you can't really kind of just throw it on and just kind of pick it up from
Jump.
wherever. Yeah.
Dude, I think it's it's really quick, dude. Like
Oh yeah.
it, I watched it. I watched the first one twice, and I watched the second like part of the episode once. and like you just kind of like pick up things that
Yeah.
they just kind of brush by really quickly. Like they're making little references, and so
Yeah.
somebody says something kind of in the background, and you go, "Oh, that's a joke." Like that's another reference to something else, and it's just like you could use, yeah, you could pay attention to it, or you could not pay attention to it. But
Yeah.
either way, you're gonna have a good
Well,
time.
when you do pay attention to it, you'll catch something off the wall.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, very.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like all the anime stuff. So Funimation, the Funimation the dub that was showing on Adult Swim, the one I would suggest everybody watch, that has 3 seasons and it's 26 episodes per season.
Okay.
And so that's how many they dubbed. But like I said, in Japan, it's still going on, so you can still find it.
So they didn't
You'll probably have
continue
to
to
look.
dub this.
Not right now. I think pretty much, like I said, the time era came out with was kind of a cool classic. So it's kind of like one of those under the radar ones. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, they could probably get it picked up again if it gets more following. Because, like I said, he
Man,
is famous in Japan, and it is still going on in
I
Japan.
mean, 1,200 episodes. Like, if you were a studio and you're like, all right, we're gonna dub a show. What show should we dub? And it's like, how about Shin-Chan? And we're like, oh my gosh, I don't. That's gonna be. We're gonna be working on this for the rest of our lives. That's.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
and
it's
I
pretty
mean
short
it's
though.
kind of
So.
weird that they don't have more of the English dub because not only does it have like the anime still going on, but
Mm,
this they have like movies and stuff too. So they have animated movies, and there's 30 of them.
man, I must have run into him because I was on. Well, I think maybe it was on Amazon
Yeah,
because I looked everywhere else. I was
yeah,
trying to find this show, and I was like, okay, I think I found it. And I looked, and I was like, no, that says spinoff. That says
yeah,
spinoff. That says spinoff. I go, are these spinoffs? Are they movies? Is this part of the like? Is this somebody else making their own thing? And
yeah,
I didn't quite get it, but I'm guessing that's probably what they were the movies.
yeah. There's a lot of movies because, like I said, this has been going on for a
30?
long time. So as of
Golly.
right now, there's like 30 of them.
I mean, I get it. It is really hilarious, but good grief.
And I think the latest movie came out when it came out. Came out in 2022. That was the latest movie.
Remember, you know what else it reminded me of? 2022. That's crazy. There's just going strong, man. Going
Go
strong. It's
strong.
stronger than our version, which is I want to equate it to Calvin and Hobbes. You remember Calvin and Hobbes?
Oh yeah,
He kind of, like a little bad kid, kind of like
yeah,
just not maybe not bad, more like a little rambunctious, a little,
yeah.
that's what it reminds me
It's
of a
kind of
little
a
bit.
Dennis the Menace, more of a
Yeah, yeah.
menace.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is. He is a menace. I mean, he's got no filter.
Yeah.
He's just like doesn't get the world. He's not very smart, but he's also like very loudmouthed. You
Oh
know?
yeah. He
Oh,
says what's on his mind. He has no filter.
oh my gosh.
Oh
Well,
man.
let's guac talk this. Unless you got anything
But,
else for me.
uh,
Oh wait. Do they have a
the
video
only
game?
yeah, dude, there's a lot of video games.
Is there really?
There's games on like they've come out on Game Boy, Super Famicom, Sega,
Golly.
PC, DS, the Wii Switch, PlayStation. Like it's just like a bunch of random game
I
titles.
gotta.
But dude, like I
I
said,
gotta look this up.
like here he's like underground, but in Japan, dude, he's one of the like well-known characters.
Golly, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if I showed it to somebody who maybe like I don't think,
If you
if
showed
you're
it
not
to
into
somebody who you knew watched Adult Swim back in the day, they probably know that. They could
yeah,
probably
or
remember
like
this.
or knows a little bit of anime, like, oh yeah, I've watched a
Yeah,
couple episodes. Like, have you ever seen this character? They
yeah.
probably like, yeah, I've seen it, but I've never
Oh yeah,
watched the show.
yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, let's squawk talk this.
Let's guac talk this show. I mean, it really does have a lot to offer. The if you can give it a second, like because you're gonna be like, I don't like the way this kid is drawn, or like the way they like some of the choices they've made with like the crazy voices or something like that.
Yeah,
But you give it like just a second, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this show is hilarious. It's like it's just the writing is so strong on it that you will forgive everything else about the show. You'll forgive how like inappropriate it
yeah,
is, or how like
yeah.
goofy it's drawn, or just like
Yeah, like once he's like start paying attention to what they're saying, it'll like
Yeah,
pull you in because you're just like, wait, what did you just say? Did he just
they're
say
also
that? They're
it,
saying
it,
this?
it's not just silliness too. There's
Yeah,
actually like some of the jokes are really smart. Like
yeah,
it's actually like you have to do kind of pay attention and kind of know something to go, oh, like that's a joke. Like that, if you didn't know, you wouldn't get it. There'd be jokes in there that you just probably wouldn't get because you're just like, you'd have to pay it. You have to do,
oh
you
yeah,
kind of pay attention and kind of be smart enough to get the joke. But then they also have like pee jokes and poop jokes and
yeah.
like it's
They got like little quick throwaway lines that they just
yeah, yeah,
throw
yeah.
in.
I mean, it's pretty dang good. Uh, hmm. How much of this have you watched? Is this the first couple episodes you've ever seen, or?
No, I watched
Oh,
this
yeah,
back in
you
the
watched
day.
it on. Yeah, you watched it
Yeah, I watched it back in the day
on Adult
So
Swim, right,
whatever
right,
Adult
right.
Swim had to offer, I watched it all.
Because I'm like, I'd like to put it on the list, but I'm also like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna watch it because I watched the first like little clips on YouTube, and then I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna watch the rest of it. Like,
Yes.
how am I gonna
You might have to
like?
go
Because this,
buy the DVDs
yeah, like is this thing on Blu-ray?
on Blu-ray,
I'm gonna have
VHS.
to,
Got to bust
yeah,
out
I'm
the
gonna have to
VHS
fire up
player.
my, I gotta fire up my VCR. Uh, but I mean, I gotta put it on the list. I just don't know how I'm gonna watch it. But I'll go ahead and rate it like from one
Yeah.
to 5 stars. I'm gonna get this thing a 4.5. It's pretty good. Like
Wait,
it's if you could get me, in the silly zone, like where how they get me on, like if you're just gonna be silly, I'm all about it. Like,
all about it.
I don't care if there's no explosions, no one's throwing fire out of their eyes, whatever. But if you're gonna make me laugh, I'm here for it. I think it kind of it's smart, it's funny, it's put it on the list, Joe Angel. Put it on the list,
Put it
bro.
on the list, dog, because this is hilarious. Yeah, like the company is hilarious. The little interactions, like through the later episodes.
Uh-huh.
There's one, I would say there's one storyline where it's called the high school years,
Uh-huh.
and it's like him in high school, but
Oh,
he's still him. Like he
a
still
kid.
looks like him. But he's in high school.
That's
And then
good.
they're going
That's
through this
good.
whole thing. And it is that part's so hilarious. There's another part where they have to live in an apartment, and that whole like interactions, that whole segment of it, it's just like I said,
What do you
there's like there's some story arc to it, but like I said, it really is when you could just kind of throw it on and just watch from wherever.
I mean, can you step back and actually give it a rating, or is it too nostalgic for you to actually rate this?
So I would give this a solid 4.
Okay. Okay.
Because, like I said, the comedy, the writing is hilarious. The dub of it's hilarious.
Very strong.
Like I said, I could get past the strong styles,
Yeah.
and I could like, because like I said, like I said, some of them work. Like this works for
Yeah.
the way
Well,
it's drawn, the style of it. Like it works
mhm.
for the writing and the comedy.
Yeah. I started to fall in love with it though. Like I was like, man, he is actually like it's funny and he's also drawn funny. He looks
Yeah,
funny too. Like
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
part of it. You go, what is this? Like his mouth is weird and his eyes are over here. And I'm like, he looks like a little like baby chimpanzee.
Yeah.
His shorts are always falling down, so you see his
Mm,
little butt. But then you go, okay, they're silly. They're silly. He's
yeah,
silly. It's funny. Yeah, I started to really like enjoy the interpretation of it all, like the way
yeah,
they, like it's like Peanuts. Charlie Brown is drawn with a circle
yeah,
for a head and like little squiggly lines for hair, and it's just a choice they made, and we all kind of agree to it. And this is the same thing where they've made choices and they're a little off the wall, but it's all like very well executed.
it all
And
works. It all comes
yeah, it
together.
all works.
Mhm.
Let's watch it.
Let's watch it, guys. Well, there you got it. There's our ranking. That is our episode. If you have seen Crayon Shin-Chan, let us know. If you know where to find it, first of all, let us know right now because right now it's in the ether right now.
Yeah, it's just floating around in the world.
It's somewhere
You get the neural link, and you can watch it in your eyes.
in
That's
your
probably about it.
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, and as always, drop a comment, leave a like, hit that share button. Let us know what you thought about it. Let us know what you thought of this episode. And also, as always, let us know if you got any recommendations for us, whether it be new, whether it be old. movies, anything you got recommended to us, because we do look at those comments and recommendations, and we will watch it.
Yes, and I hear what you guys are saying about my not being able to read. Okay, and I'm gonna read a comment. Let me see. He says right here, dear Joe, you know what? We'll come back to it.
We'll come back.
And that's a little Joe Dirt. That's a Joe Dirt joke. Okay, anyways, go on, Joe Angel.
Go on. All right, guys. And as always, follow us on Instagram at AnimeMePod, where we post clips about our upcoming episodes and stuff we got going on. And we'll let you know about TikTok whenever that goes away. We'll let you know what we do with that.
We got some clips on there.
We got some clips on there for now until the government shuts us down.
Yeah, shut it down.
Well, as always, that is our episode, and we will see you on the next one, guys. Laters.
Peace.